Hello my friends, and welcome back to the monthly free PC VR game series. 16 new games to cover this month, and there's some pretty great little gems in here. Let's get started. If you've ever played any of the Katamari games, then you'll feel right at home in Critical Mass. But instead of you being the prince pushing a ball of debris, this time you actually are the ball of debris. Whenever you roll over something smaller than you, it's added to your collection and you get bigger, which allows you to collect even more things. Before long, you'll be pretty massive, able to absorb people, cars, and even buildings. It's a short little game, but I had fun while it lasted, and if you're a fan of the Katamari franchise, then I especially recommend it.
This way. Pull yourself gently off the edge.
Dr. Dad's Home for Disposable Clones is a cartoon-inspired VR heist game. Think of it like Windlands meets bank robbery. But unlike Windlands, the only mode of movement is grapple hook swinging and pulling. If you're on the ground, you can't slide with the joystick, and you'll have to pull yourself along until you can get back in the air again. I had a good time playing, but it's unfortunately short. There's basically just one puzzle, and I beat it in about 6 minutes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. It looks like we have comms back up and running.
Halcyon Station is a puzzle escape room game set within a spooky sci-fi atmosphere. It spans multiple rooms, and you're guided by an all-seeing voice on your radio.
30 seconds till self-destruct.
It seems to be on a loop. System's been fried for 100 years. No way their self-destruct is still operational. Just keep going. It looks like that's the only way out of here. You may need to find some sort of key card to get into the next room.
30 seconds till self-destruct.
Look around. See if you can find something.
You'll also find audio recordings on tablets that will prove useful in solving puzzles.
I'm getting tired of these juniors' complacency with door security. My system is locked with a digital, sequential, keychain. Unhackable. But as always, the human component is the biggest flaw.
It features good voice acting and a well-made dark atmosphere. I was having a good time, but 15 minutes in, I was either stumped on a puzzle, or this particular room has game-breaking bugs. I'm not sure which one it is, honestly. I did see some gross creatures under glass, but I'm unsure if anything jumps at you beyond where I got stuck. The only mode of movement is teleporting. Give this one a shot and let me know if you can get farther than I did.
At least it wasn't great, but at least we got paid for it. Anyway, business is slow now.
Project Stardust is a free Star Wars X-Wing game that lets you experience the climactic battle to destroy the original Death Star. There's currently 3 levels: the approach, battle on the surface, and the trench run. I've covered this game before, but it used to only play on Oculus, so I needed to jump through a bunch of hoops to make it work. But it now plays natively in Steam VR and has made many graphical and gameplay improvements since then as well. It's a fantastic free Star Wars game that I recommend everyone try. VekWars is a wave shooter that provides a fun and refreshing nod to the old days of vector graphics. It's a 360 defense game, so you need to spin all around to be on the lookout for the evil flying saucers. There's red crates on the ground, and you need to keep them safe, as the voice in the game so eloquently instructs you to do.
Defend the crates!
You can fire lasers, as well as use a limited supply of bombs that will clear the nearby flying saucers. You'll also face off in big boss battles as well. The game didn't work with index controllers, but switching to the Vive ones and it played great. It's not groundbreaking gameplay, but it's a fun splash of retro nostalgia. Bus Simulator is a non-interactive VR short film. Some of the characters and events react to where you're looking, which I suppose could be considered somewhat interactive, but you won't be using controllers at all. It takes you through the span of 5 days on a progressively more strange bus ride. For me, it started out quirky and funny, but it's slowly transitioned to an experience that I found somewhat spooky. If you like very abstract forms of art that don't seem to make sense, then check it out. Runtime is about 10 minutes. Re-O-Rai, at least that's how I think you pronounce it, is a turn-based VR strategy card game. It's heavily inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh!, but it's very much its own unique game. It features original monsters and lore behind it. In the AI battle, players use their monster, spell, and trap cards to defeat enemy monsters and bring their opponent's health to 0. There's also online multiplayer battles between people if you want to play with a friend. The graphics are simple, but the gameplay feels deep. Personally, I'm not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player, so I found this to be a little intimidating at first. There's quite a learning curve here, but thankfully, the Steam page has a good tutorial video to get you started. If you're a strategy card game fan, then this could be a lot of fun for you.
Unsure of himself, Michelangelo had assembled a team of experts to help him. He started right above where you entered the chapel, painting the Great Flood and the Prophet Zechariah.
Il Divino, Michelangelo's Sistine ceiling in VR, is one of the most impressive historical experiences I've ever had in VR. You get to experience a photorealistic tour of the famous Sistine Chapel ceiling. You get to see every part of the ceiling up close, and also learn a lot about the history behind it. The details and events behind how this was made is fascinating. When you first launch it, you need to choose the mode you want on the desktop. Choose between guided tour or free roam. The guided tour contains the free roam mode after an introduction, so either way you're getting the free roam mode. And during that mode, you can personally experience what it was like being on the original scaffolding that Michelangelo had to use, as well as use a modern aerial platform to get up close to all the artwork. There's so much to learn and discover in here. There are over 100 clickable elements that will give you narrated details about those individual pieces.
This entire scene gravitates around God's gesture. He is bringing Eve forth from the side of Adam, who is fast asleep.
I recommend getting in a comfortable reclining position, because you're going to be looking straight up pretty much constantly. I really love experiences like these that let you see amazing parts of the world without leaving your home, and this is one of the best of its kind. I highly recommend it for everyone.
Those figures in the triangular spandrels and rainbow-shaped lunettes above each window are the ancestors of Christ. These are some of the most profoundly human images ever painted.
Liquid Space lets you interact with ultra-realistic liquids in zero gravity on the International Space Station. It provides some unique tools for interaction and some mixing abilities. It's fun for a few minutes. N.a.N Industry is a massive puzzle game that really impressed me. It first became free on the Oculus Quest, but it's now free to play on Steam. The goal is to get various collections of blue cubes from the starting point to the goal, and you do that by building a factory assembly line to transport the blue cubes to where they need to go. At first, you'll be dealing with just conveyor belts, but eventually, you'll be using many kinds of tools, including even carving out special shapes within groups of blue cubes to be accepted into the goal. But that's just the beginning. You'll have to learn a lot of contraptions, some of which will need to be used to create switches and reactions in your assembly line. I really enjoyed the overall feel and design of this puzzle game, and there is an absolute ton of levels to choose from. It even comes with an in-VR level creator and editor. If you're a puzzle fan, then I highly recommend it. It's an awesome free game. Glyph is a precision marble platformer where you control a mechanical scarab with some cool abilities. You can jump, double jump, fly, and pound the ground. The ground pound is especially useful when you think you might overshoot your landing on a platform. If your scarab is glowing yellow, then you're able to jump. If it's glowing blue, then you can double jump. But your double jump needs recharging. You do that by activating the blue squares. So the scarcity of your double jump adds a unique challenge. And speaking of challenge, at the beginning you won't find this easy at all. Touch the ground just once and you're a goner. But once you get good at the jumping and flying, it becomes extremely fun. There are multiple things to collect, but the purple shards are what you need to exit the level. And if you die, you lose all the purple shards that you've collected. The graphics and sound design are very well made. It's one of the most high quality free platformers I've ever seen. There's a multiplayer mode as well, but when I played, I couldn't find anybody else to start a game with. This is a fantastic and challenging free game, and I highly recommend it. Taurus VR Demo is an arcadey sci-fi shooter. You drift forward in the level, and you need to lean your body left or right to steer the ship. There are a couple of unique elements like using your hands as shields to defend the ship, but overall it's just kind of a mediocre shooter. It looks and plays fine, but it doesn't deliver anything new or groundbreaking. Undead Reality Demo is a simple but still challenging zombie survival wave shooter. The core of the gameplay reminded me of the classic Call of Duty zombie modes. The way you can purchase guns and upgrades with the cash you've earned, as well as the very limited ammo supply, felt quite familiar to me. You will eventually die, it's just a matter of how long you'll survive. For a free zombie shooter, it's a good casual time, and a much better demo than the Taurus VR demo. A Day in the Forest is a relaxing ambient experience with no interactions, and no way to move where you are. It's simply a relaxing place to escape to. But for a relaxing experience, it's very well made. Beautiful visuals and a peaceful soundscape perfectly fit the mood. And if you wait long enough, you can witness the transition into night for when the fireflies come out. It's a great free escape. And also in the relaxing category, VR Relaxation Space Room is named perfectly because that's exactly what it is. But unlike A Day in the Forest, this relaxing experience provides plenty of options and interactions with the environment. You can dim the lights to match the mood you want. There's a flat screen TV to watch meditation and relaxation videos. An audio player to play songs and audiobooks. And a PDF reader. So set the environment how you would like it, and then explore the universe from the comfort of your very own room in a space cruise ship hotel. The only mode of movement is sliding, and there's no comfort options, but you can change the movement speed. For a relaxing experience, it's really high quality, with all of the options you could ask for. Vistascapes VR was once a paid experience, but it's now free. It's a set of 4 relaxing environments to hang out in. There's woods, mountain landscape, rainy room, and a fireworks show. Rainy room is my personal favorite. I think it looked the best. The first 2 feel like early alpha rough drafts. As for the fireworks show, that lets you control when fireworks are launched into the sky. Vistascapes VR doesn't recognize index controllers at all, but switching to Vive ones worked fine. It's certainly not the most polished relaxing experience I've tried, but I think the rainy room is a solid contender to add to your relaxing experience library. Well, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe. See ya!